Here's the crazy thing. It's going to be the same exercises you're going to use with your elite athletes for the most part. There may not be the full jumping and leaving the ground, but a speed ladder, stepping over cones, right? I've said this countless different times. Don't kind of confuse, someone's abilities, right, with the actual physical structures in the body, and the capacities is really what I'm looking for, right? So every senior still has the ability to train stabilization, strength endurance, muscular hypertrophy, right? Muscular development, hypertrophy, even some level of max strength, and definitely some level of power. But a workout for a senior is going to look different in the intensity of it. But that doesn't mean they're still not going to do speed ladder drills. It still doesn't mean they're not going to do some lateral steps over cones or a small hurdle. It's just you got to work within their boundaries of what they're capable of controlling. No different than what we talked about with the balance, right? Some people need to stay with their legs straight. Some people eventually can be more advanced. Some people may have to stay consistently with their legs straight. Doesn't matter, but you have to train it. And for those of you watching, we have good pictures of more of a senior athlete, I'll call them, doing a speed ladder and a lateral sidestep over a hurdle. Wendy, you and I have done this before. Battling ropes is a great way to train power for seniors. So I know this is more on the balance and agility, but it shows you if you get creative and understand lower impact training, you can still do agility work and more advanced balance. You just have to be able to break an exercise down to the most basic level. And if that's where they are, that's where they are. But what's the next micro step for them, right? So that's the key thing, is don't let somebody limit themselves by a number. Go back to the assessment, go through the phases of training, and just break down all these exercises and keep them within what they can control. But you'd be surprised how much more advanced, or quote unquote athletic, they can be when you really understand the model.
Well, and I think it's important too. Remember how many times Marty and I have said this: age is just a number, right? I know people that are in their 60s and 70s that are running marathons at a time I would love to have. And I'm not there yet in the age department. So we don't want it when we think about our aging population. That's why the assessments are so important. Most people think seniors are on their way out. They're so fragile. They're not able to do anything. And that's not the case